Hi friends, today we will be solving use case on pig, where we will be analyzing a retail data and we will be solving some use cases. First will be to count the number of customers for each profession and to find the top 10 customers who has done maximum purchase and to find their details. Here we would be using our local file system to load our dataset. Let me show you what and all datasets we are using. Here we will be using two datasets. One will consist of customer details, other will consist of transaction details. Let me open the customer detail file. Okay, here is the customer detail file. How it looks. First column will be customer ID, first name, last name, their age and their profession. This is how typical customer file will look like, and here we will be having around 10,000 customer IDs, and I will be showing transaction file later. First use case was to count the number of customers for each profession. To do this, we need to load the dataset into pig environment. All the data will be loaded in our machine. Processing and all will be done in memory, not in the hard disk. Okay, let us write the pig script to load the data. Here we will be creating temporary table or a bag or a relation to load the data. This is the path of the dataset, and we will be using a delimiter comma, and first column will be customer ID, second first name, last name, age, and at last profession. If we want specify type of data, its data type as char array. By default it will be taking byte array. Okay, let us dump it on the screen to see whether the data is being loaded in pig environment or not. Dump. Save this. We will be executing in local mode. Okay, we will be executing it in local mode. The command to execute in local mode is pig-x and the path of the script. Let us run the script. Here it will be loading all the customer details into pig environment. Here you can see, guys, the last customer ID is ending with 999, which indicates there are around 10,000 customer IDs. This will be the first name, last name, age and their profession. In order to perform a count operation, we need to group the customer details by their profession, because when we are using any functions like count, sum, max, min, before performing those function operations, first we need to group the data. Okay, let us group the data by their profession. Let me remove this dump. We will be using a group by profession and group cust by their profession, where it will be grouping those data by their profession. And let me show you how the data will look like if we group it by profession. Instead of dumping, let us use another command called illustrate. group by profession. Illustrate. What does this illustrate command do? It picks a particular row from the table. Let me show how it looks like. Let us execute this script. See guys, here we have performed a group operation where it has grouped by its profession as a writer. At last, when the group command will be executed, it will be creating a bag where both the tuples will be grouped by their grouping ID called group by profession. Here you can see guys how their customer ID will be taken into a separate bag, name, last name, age, and it will be grouped by their profession. This is how it looks like. Once grouping has been done, let us perform a count operation in order to count the number of people of a particular profession who has visited the retail shop. Okay, let me remove this, and we'll be creating a bag called count by profession for each group by profession, generate group and count. Let us dump it. Here it will be showing a count of peoples of particular profession who has visited the retail shop. Save this and execute this. Here you can see guys, civil engineer, like total count was 193. Here you can see various counts who has visited a particular retail shop. Okay, it is not in order. Let us order it to get the highest count who has visited more frequently. Here you will be creating a bag called order, and the command for that will be order, and for count by profession, and it will be either for descending or ascending. Here we will be using descending for the, and here we will be using special expressions $1 which indicates the second column. If you write $0, it will be considering for first column, and we will be arranging it on descending order. Let us see who has visited more. Save this and run the command. The most frequently visited customers category, we can say police stations, like 227 is the count, and next comes computer support specialist who has visited more frequently for a retail shop. Okay guys, now we'll go to the second problem statement where we will be finding top 10 customers who has done maximum purchase and their details. To do this, we require a data set called transaction. Let me show how the transaction file looks like. In this transaction file there are around 1 crore transactions. First field in the transaction indicate the transaction ID, date, customer ID, price, category, which product was sold, city, and the state, mode of payment, either cash or credit. What we are doing here, a customer can have multiple transactions. Suppose a customer has 10 transactions, so we need to calculate the values of all the 10 transactions, then find which customer has done maximum purchase. To do this, first we need to load this transaction data set into the pig environment. Remove this dump and this transaction load and the path and using function called pig and same delimiter we will be using comma separated values and transaction ID as a char array, date, customer ID, amount, category, product, city, state, and the type of payment they have done. And let me dump it, guys. It may take little while because the transaction data set contains around 1 crore records. Let me show how big the file is. Save this. Here you will be seeing all the transactions that are being loaded into a pig environment. Once the data is being loaded into pig environment, then we need to sum the total amount they have spent on particular day or a month or their entire transaction period, so that in order to sum the total amount spent by each customer, we need to group by customer, because each customer will be in particular ID and there will be n number of transactions. So we will be grouping those values by customer. Here you can see, guys, the last value will be 99,99,999 and it has been successfully loaded into pig environment. Next operation we need to perform is group by customer, so that we can sum the total amounts spent by each customer. Let's remove this. We will be creating back called transaction by cust, group transaction by their customer, which indicates customer ID. We will be grouping it by customer ID. Once the grouping has been done, next we need to sum the total amount spent by each customer. Let us sum spent by each customer for each transaction, generate group, and we will be using alias in this transaction while creating a bag as customer ID and some transaction amount. This will be referring to the transaction bag, and from that whichever customer ID it matches, it will be fetching those values as total sales. And let us dump it. can see guys, it will be summing the total amount spent by each customer by its using customer ID. A customer can have n number of transactions, so we will be getting the sum of each transaction, how much value he has been spent. Here is the amount for a particular transaction ID, sorry guys, customer ID. You can make this round figure by using a command round up, where we will be using before sum, so that only two values, round figure for two values will be counted. Okay, once the sum has been obtained, let us order it, because in the second problem statement we will be finding top 10 who has done maximum purchase, so that we can offer a gift or a voucher in the point of business. Okay, let us order it. Let me remove this term. First order by, which indicates the second column in descending order. Once we have arranged in descending order, so that it ends, the total last ID for last customer ID was around 10,000, so we don't need all the 10,000 customer ID purchase values. We require only top 10 customer purchase value, so we will limit it to top 10, and we will limit it for top 10 customers. Limit cust order. Once ordering has been done, we will be fetching only 10 values by using a command called limit and creating a bag for that, naming top 10 cust. And once the top 10 cust has been done, we will be getting top 10 customers who has done maximum purchase. Let me dump it. Here we will be getting along with the customer ID. Save this and execute the script. Once we will be getting only their ID, we won't be getting their details, so we need to perform a join operation between transaction dataset and customer detail dataset, so that we can relate the customer ID with their along with their customer details. So from that we will be getting their name, first name, last name, their address, and their profession. By their profession, here you can see guys, this is in terms of dollar. This is one of the US retail data set. This is around $15,000 has been spent by a customer ID known 525227. These are the top 10 customers who has done maximum purchase. So in order to obtain their details, we need to perform a join operation. Let us perform a join operation between customer details and transaction by using a parameter called customer ID. Join top 10 cust by $0, which indicates we are considering the first column, where the first column is of customer ID, and cust we will be referring to the bag called cust, where it contains the customer details by $0. In the customer details, the first column is customer ID. Instead of writing name, we can specify using a special operator $, so that it will be more easy and simpler. There won't be a name conflict. Let us, once join operation is done, join operation just reorder your data and add those all the columns. It let me dump it and show how it looks like. Dump. save the file and just dump it. Here we will be seeing two customer IDs and followed by name, so we don't be required all those values, so we will be fetching only particular values from those bag. Let me show once it complete done with the execution. Here you can see that this is the customer ID, this is the purchase amount, and this is top 10 customer details bag, and this is from customer detail bag. Here you can see guys, it has been reordered once again when we perform a join operation. So we require customer ID, the amount he has purchased, for what amount he has done the maximum purchase, and we required his first name, last name, age, and his profession. So we won't be required this third column, so we will specify only $0, 1, 3, 4 and 5. Let me remove this dump command, and top 10 for each just generate these values and arrange this and dump it on the screen. And once we dump, we will be getting the details of those top 10 customers who has done maximum purchase. Execute the script, where we will be getting answer for our second use case. To find the top 10 customers who has done maximum purchase and their details. In upcoming video we will be solving the spending pattern of customers and finding the top 10 products which have been sold. Here you can see guys, this is the bag which has been created after ordering, which contains customer ID, first name, last name, age, and their profession, the amount which have been purchased. Let us reorder it. Before dumping, let us order it. We will give name top 11 and order top 10. Top 10. Last column indicates the amount they have spent, so we will take the amount spent as our parameter and we will be ordering it in descending. Let us save this. Once again we will perform the dump. We will execute the pick script. Here we will be getting a ordered list of top 10 customers who has done maximum purchase, and we can store these details into our local file system using a command called store. Okay guys, here you can see this is the maximum purchase, and the least purchases among top 10 is 13,967, and the name of the person who has done maximum purchase is Frank. Okay guys, here we end up with this video session. If you have any doubts, feel free to comment on the comment box. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.